In this video, I'm going to take you guys on a late night creep to T2 Fitness located in Virginia Beach, Virginia. T2 Fitness is owned and operated by Tasha Turnbull. I met her a couple of weeks ago at a natural hair meetup, and she invited me to come to her fitness studio and check out the space. Now here's a picture of Tasha before she started her healthy lifestyle journey, and here's Tasha now. So she's going to talk a little bit about some health tips, some fitness tips, and she's going to do a brief workout demonstration with me. So let's get started.
Hey Naturally Glam fam, it's your girl Jonna, and I'm here with the lovely Tasha. She's a personal trainer located here in Virginia Beach, and we're here at her studio, T2 Fitness, right now doing this interview. So Tasha, tell us a little bit about T2 Fitness.
Yes, T2 Fitness started about 5 years ago after I became a certified fitness trainer, and the purpose of it is to help train, educate, and motivate men and women in the Hampton Roads area and online to lead healthier lives, whether that be via fitness, exercise, better eating habits, and just establishing more of a healthier lifestyle in general. So that's why we're here.
That's awesome. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your personal health journey. Like, was there anything that happened that was like a pivotal moment that made you decide to be more healthy, or just tell us about your journey?
Yes. I was one, when I was younger, as long as I can remember seeing pictures of myself or knowing myself, I was always heavy. I was never a small person. Always was on the chunkier side, despite me being very active. So even though I played sports, I was still a bigger girl. And that continued throughout high school and college. And college is where everything got a little tricky Leroyish. I gained a significant amount of weight. I focused more so on my studies. I stopped playing sports, and in the process, I had more access to junk food, processed food, and so I ate it, and so I started to expand. So after college, I still had this weight on, and I started to become very uncomfortable with the amount of weight. I think that started while I was in college, and then when everything subsided, all the work, I started becoming really self-conscious about who I was, how I was in my clothes. I didn't like what I saw, how I felt, and I didn't know necessarily what to do. There was no social media around at this time period, so I had to really look in myself. There wasn't anybody who I could really talk to, but there really wasn't a pivotal point. It was just me being uncomfortable, and I just kept getting bigger despite anything around me. Like, nothing is going to stop you, like, oh, you'll just shrink. No, I just kept getting bigger, and I started to develop some back pain. Well, it wasn't a lot, but there were things that were occurring. There was nothing significant, but there were a lot of different things that said, Tasha, you have to do something if you want to change, because it's not going to change on its own.
So a lot of people have a lot of myths and misinformation about being healthy, about dieting, exercise. What are some things that you hear that just burn your ears when somebody says it and you're like, oh my goodness, if I could just set the record straight on that, I would just set the record straight. Like, set us all straight.
Okay. One of them I would say is you cannot out-exercise a bad diet. So
wow.
You can work out 4, 7, 10 days a week, doing 2 days. You can work out hard, but if you are overeating, whether that be healthy foods or junk foods, you will still continue to gain weight or maintain your weight. So you can't complain, I'm doing this working out, I'm eating better, what's going on? No, you still can overeat. It's really easy to overeat in one meal, whether that be you're eating junk food or you're having too much of it. So the first thing I would say is people really want to exercise portion control. 2, which is kind of along similar lines, just because you changed up your eating from not eating junk food to healthy, you can still be eating too much. Just because you switch from white bread to whole wheat bread, that doesn't mean like, oh, I'm just going to start losing weight.
Right.
Or just because now I'm eating gluten-free food, that means that I'm supposed to lose weight. Like, hello, I'm still the same size.
Right.
You do have to exercise, healthier eating, and portion control when you're working out. And then 3, I guess I would say, for a decent amount of females, just doing cardio all the time, like cardio to the ends of the world, and not seeing the type of results that they want. Not being afraid to utilize some type of strength training, whether it be resistance training using weights or their own body weight. That can help to give them definition, curves, and help them to increase their metabolism so they can burn more calories when they're not working out. So to say not to be afraid of using some weights. We are not going to get super bulky, big, because we don't have that testosterone that males do. So don't be afraid to get in the weight room with the guys or buy a couple weights, you know, some 10-pound or 5-pound weights to utilize at home. It can do wonders.
Cool. So overall, what would you say your top 3 tips for having a successful health journey, whether it's weight loss or just overall health? What are your top 3 tips you would give us?
Okay, well, one thing I would always stress to people is drink water. I know you hear about it a lot of times. Sounds like a cliche, but water really needs to be your BFF. It does so much to make sure our insides are working properly so that we can burn calories, or so that we can lose weight, or so that we can have a healthier inside, even if you're just trying to maintain, you know, good health. It does too much stuff for us to not drink it and instead drinking sweet tea, juices, and things of that nature. It does too much, and also it can help you save a lot of calories if you replace it with that. Everything that we have with our meals, our drinks with our meals do not need to be sweet. We don't need to have a savory meal and then some sugary drink. It doesn't make sense. Although we might have grown up doing that, it's best to try to drink as much water as possible. 2, I would also say to stay active, get the family involved. If you are someone that wants to lose weight or change your body and then saying, oh, well, I'm just going to get the kids McDonald's, or you know, my husband or my wife, they can just have whatever. No. If you're learning to adopt a healthier lifestyle, it's not just because you need to change your body. We all need to subscribe to a healthier lifestyle. So the kids need to eat healthy as well. It's not just, oh, one person is just going to be, you know, healthy.
Alone.
Yes. And 3, I would just say just to incorporate more physical fitness activities in our week. We sit down a lot. We are a very sedentary nation. People sit down at work, then they drive home to work, then, you know, drive home from work, then they go sit down and eat, and then you go to sleep. Right. So we're sitting a lot. So we need to get active. And if you don't like to go to the gym, that's fine, but you need to have some type of physical activity that you are doing pretty much on a daily basis. You don't have to sweat to the end of time every day, but you do need to be active. And that isn't even if you're just not trying to lose weight, but just to be healthy. And that should be something that the family should do. Get away from the TV, get away from the video games, and do at least 30 minutes of exercise. It's not a chore. It's something that you need to make as a part of your lifestyle.
Cool. So my last question, of course, since this is a natural hair channel. I talk a lot about natural hair, and I'm natural and you're natural. So, so tell us about your natural hair journey. You know, what made you decide to go natural and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I was actually natural several years ago. I think I talked about it when we met previously, in that it was about 10, 12 years ago, I went natural, and there was not a lot of products, information out at that time period. So I liked how my hair was, but there was not, there wasn't a support system, a group. There was no natural hair salons. But I decided to still go natural because I felt that it was so much more healthier, and that I started to become more appreciative of our culture. So that included me being appreciative of what my hair looks like before I put a whole lot of chemicals in it. So I became appreciative of it, but meanwhile, there wasn't a lot of support anywhere to do the natural do. So I went back to what I knew, which was relaxed hair. But I always felt that it was healthy. And so I recently went back natural. This is 4 years ago. And at first I had a very fade, and I've been growing it out for 2 years. And I don't force it on people, but if people ask me, because a lot of people ask me about my hair, I always talk about how it's so much more healthier than putting chemicals in it to alter the state, and then also could possibly damage it. I think there's something to be said when people have to use gloves to put processed stuff on your hair, but we're going to put it on our scalp and skin. So I definitely feel like I'm just one that I don't like people. I always encourage my clients to eat healthy foods, not processed foods, real foods. And so I try to use real products. So that's also going to be what goes on my hair as well. So I'm kind of looking at it as appreciating our culture, and also I just feel like it's more healthier in this state. And I just like people to just be appreciative of their texture and just see what works for you, and it'll come to you after a while. But that's my journey. I've been off and on for several years, and I love it. I like how it looks different every day. Cool. Every day looks different.
Not going back, right?
I know. I mean, people say never, but I'm gonna say never.
Okay.
So
Tasha is going to show us and me some quick workouts that we can add to our weekly workout, right?
Yes.
Little things we can incorporate, even if you're at home. You don't necessarily have to be in the studio, but things you can do to add some extra oomph to your weekly workout.
Yes, absolutely. I think that a lot of times we're really busy, so if we get to the gym or if we are at home, some exercises that we can do that can incorporate more than one major muscle group at the same time. So we can work the upper and lower body within the same exercise, so we can get in a quicker workout, but it still be effective. So I wanted to show you a couple exercises that we could do that you could do at home. Is that cool?
That's great.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay, so the first exercise, Shauna, we're going to do is we're going to go into a squat, and then when we come up, we're going to do an overhead shoulder press with the weights, and also come up on our calf muscles to work a little bit of the calf.
Okay.
So let's start with our waves up, palms facing outward. You're going to have your feet out, and so we're going to squat back, and then when we come up, we're going to push the weight up and bring our feet up.
Okay, I'm ready.
So let's go. Yep. Just like that. So this is working the front of the leg, which is the quadriceps, obviously the hamstrings, the glutes, and we're working some of the chest, shoulders, and then we're coming up on our tippy toes, so we're working the calves. So it's a good total body workout, working the upper and lower body.
I felt all of that. I did.
Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do a reverse lunge, and we're also going to do a bicep curl at the same time. So we're going to step back. We're going to bend our right leg and our left leg, coming like to a 90-degree angle. And when we step back, we're going to curl the weight up.
Ooh, okay.
So this exercise is working the glutes and the legs, and we're working the biceps at the same time.
Ooh, yeah. I always get off balance when I do that.
And a good thing to do when you're doing this exercise is to contract your ab muscles. That'll help support your balance.
Okay. Good tip.
So the third one I wanted to do is use the fourth. So you're going to turn your palms out just like it is, and you're going to come to a chest press. And when you do a chest press, I want you to lift your pelvis off the ground.
Like that?
Yep, and then bring it back down. Absolutely, just like that. So this is working the chest muscles and your triceps, which is the back of the arm and the secondary muscle. And it's also working your lower back and a little bit of your lower abs at the same time.
Yeah, that's good.
So with this one exercise, we're working the upper and lower body. Just make sure you breathe when you're doing these exercises.
Yeah, I'm not doing any of that. I'll be in such a bad workout.
You can come down with me. Okay. We're going to be in push-up position. And what we're going to do, we're just going to lift one leg up at a time. So when you lift the leg up, I want you to squeeze the stomach. So So since we're in push-up position, we're going to be working our chest and our shoulders because we're holding our body up, and we're working our abs. And of course, because we're squeezing the glutes, we're also working the butt and the hamstrings.
I feel, oh, yeah. Definitely the glutes. Yeah.
Yep. And then lower. Okay, cool. So all these exercises are good to do. I'd say about 3 sets and anywhere between 12 to 20 reps, depending upon your exercise level.
Well, this was fun. I definitely worked up a sweat. And so thank you so much, Tasha, for letting us come to your amazing studio. It's so cute and nice in here. You guys definitely have to make sure, if you're in the Hampton Roads area, make sure you come to T2 Fitness. And I'll put the address here. So you guys make sure you come and check Tasha out. Thank you so much for letting me come and interview you and get a little workout in. I can't wait to come back.
Absolutely. I'm glad you can make it.
Yay!